Hello, I would like to share with you my story of living with and then ridding myself of the diseases Crohn's and colitis. My name is Richard Berkeley, and these videos chronicle my journey to ultimately beat and heal myself of these very diseases. My wish now is to help you or others that suffer from these diseases by letting you know there are ways to heal this disease without surgery or medicine that in the end will not only rid you of these diseases, but improve your overall health tremendously. So thank you for watching.
Okay, here we are on day 31, 32, 33, and 34. What I decided to do was, at the end of the fast, start to see exactly how much time was being taken up, how many changes there were going to be, and sort of how the refeeding program would go based on how many days I would sort of group together. And so just quickly, I think this is probably one of the largest oversights I had in terms of the research that I did. I really didn't find a lot on, how do you come out of a water fast. Well, in fact, it's considerably more difficult than I had originally anticipated, and is certainly going to take me more time to kind of get back up on my feet. And that's kind of not a theory at this point, but a reality based on the fact I've just spent 4 days. And one of the reasons I spent the 4 days was so I could kind of report thoroughly on this. Day one, coming out of the fast, I was on coconut water. Now, I think I've spoke about coconut water before, but ultimately it's full of enzymes and nutrients that very much are similar to plasma. And so a very good and sort of gentle, easy way to come out of the water fast, but pretty much still keep you on a form of water with nutrients. And I'll tell you quite frankly, it did go quite well on that day. The second day, I was allowed some fruit juices, and so I had a coconut water in the morning, and then I had a pear juice, and then an apple juice. And I can only tell you that the pear juice was a bit of a letdown, but the apple juice was some sort of particular heaven. The flavors were so intense. The aroma was incredible. I had to cut it with water, almost 4 to 1 to 8 to 1. I kind of varied it, but it was just so exorbitantly rich tasting. I actually couldn't take it, which of course probably sounds unbelievable, but after being on water for 30 days, it was just extraordinary. Day 3, I started with coconut water again, but this time I had carrot juice. And I drank quite a bit of carrot juice prior to arriving. It had become sort of a habit, and I thought it tasted fine, but there was certainly nothing extreme about it. But then in the afternoon, I got carrot and celery together. Now that was almost like a meal. And I can tell you at that point, that really started to initiate some real hunger in me. And I definitely enjoyed that dramatically. And lo and behold, for my fourth juice of the day, it once again was apple. And it was as great as I remembered the first one the day before. It was just fantastic tasting, and absolutely loved it. So that leads us to today, which was day 4. Where I was able to start out with a green smoothie, and basically that consisted of lettuce, spinach, greens, and banana. And the whole idea was to introduce some fiber now that I'd kind of gotten through a number of these other things and more or less had got the system started up. And that went remarkably well. Didn't have any sort of resistance to it at all. Oh, I did forget to mention on my I think it was my third night, they had run out of the red apples I was eating and kind of substituted green apple. And anyways, the green apple was so tart, my stomach instantly twisted, and I was unable to actually drink that version of the apple juice, even watered down, which I almost took at day 8 to 1. It still felt uncomfortable, so I had to wait till we got some of the other red apples. It took about an hour, and I was then fine with sort of drinking that. So anyways, back to today, we had the green smoothie, and that was absolutely fine. And the question was, could I go on an outing today? And every Sunday at this facility, they take people to an outdoor market here in Hawaii. I hadn't been able to attend because I really didn't have the strength. So I did attend that this morning, and I'll kind of get back to that. When we came back, what was it? Oh, I had another carrot and celery, and my third juice was carrot and celery, once again no problem. And lo and behold, for dinner I had an apple, the entire apple and all of its fiber. And so that was about an hour ago. I feel absolutely fine, and it seems that the methodology they're using to kind of step me out of the water fast is really starting to make a lot of sense to me. It didn't when we started, but we keep testing things one at a time, and I'll have to tell you that I've been absolutely ravenously hungry after about the second day of being on the juices, and I've wanted to eat more every day, but you know, they're really restricting me, and they told me this would actually be tougher than the water fast, so I'd have to actually agree. You know, being excessively hungry and having to go to bed at night and having your stomach growl through the night, but they just really want to be careful and make sure that I don't you know, kind of trigger off any sort of negative episode that might sort of set me back and delay my arrival at home, which frankly at this point is certainly my major interest is getting home. Also, just quickly on the exercise front, I did mention I went to the outdoor market today, and boy, it really took it out of me. I got home, and this was about overall you know, 2 hours with about probably 40 minutes of that traveling. The rest of it being active was took a massive amount of energy. And as well, I started walking 3 days ago, and that, you know, basically covering a city block, and then, you know, the next day 2 city blocks, and the third day 3 city blocks. And that was, you know, independent, so not 3 city blocks in a row, but, you know, 3 times a day a city block, rather than trying to walk that extra distance, but trying to rebuild the strength. So I can report that it's extremely important to consider how you're going to come out of the fast, and it's certainly not instant. And so it looks like I'm going to be in this process for probably about 17 days, and hopefully then make my flight back home without having any setbacks. So that's the big update, and I'll hope to condense again 3 or 4 days each time I get back to you. Thanks.
Thank you for watching my video. If you found this helpful or informative, please come to my website at www.colitisandcrohnsdisease.com, where you will also receive a free gift. Thank you.